How you doing, folks? John Daly here. I'd like to talk about a little question that's popped up is, can you be good at hunting and not at target shooting? And I am going to give both sides as far as competitive archery to hunting. There are benefits to competitive archery, but you can't really hold competitive archery scores out in the woods for the simple reason. Reason one is reaction time. All your animals have a reaction time to your arrow being shot, and I can recall an instance a couple of years ago when I had a shot on a deer at 15 yards, and that deer ended up taking a perfectly great shot into a bad shot in just fractions of a second, and the way it folded out was, it looked like the deer was getting ready to topple. I thought I smoked her. And she's all in the same time. She dropped down and was leaning. And this is with everything with her head down. And that's the way I usually try to wait and shoot, is with her head down, because they can't think on two things at one time. But once she started leaning over, I was watching, and I was like, uh-oh, I done got me a deer. And come to find out, and with all that, she stayed on her feet and took off. Never found the deer, looked for the deer for 7 hours. And you can say all you want. I mean, it was a perfect, good shot. And, the reaction time of it was crazy. Excuse me. And that's where, you hear, and I've even said it, paper don't lie. In a competition standpoint, it doesn't. If you looked at my spot scores, and my average was about a 117 out of 8 for 18 shots on average. And some of y'all think there ain't no way you harvest deer. I mean, I got meat in my freezer to prove I did. I know some other people that don't even shoot competition archery that harvest game pretty much every year and never even competed. And some compete every now and again, and then you got some that compete all the time, which I do. I compete in 3D. I like shooting 3D and all that, but it's not what I'm holding to take into the woods on my scores, because I scored in my first 3D this year out of 20. My best was a 193. I've only been shooting traditional archery for about 3 years. And it's kind of weird me doing instructional videos, because the basis of my channel is to help people get over that little hump, the learning curve. That's one of the toughest things I've had to go through, and really to be able to shoot really good is get over that learning curve. Trying different things, listening to different people, and it's, if you're in, I had to really rethink a lot of things, even after I've harvested deer, to missing them. I've missed 4 straight before I harvested my first one. So, and I've heard of people missing 9 straight quite a bit. Like, it gets to be kind of tough when you start thinking like that. But, in the hunting, for your target, whether it's a whitetail hog, they do react to the bowstring, to which your paper target or 3D target does not react. And you got to take all that in consideration before you say, well, if you're going to go out there, you need to score certain. The deer don't care. I mean, most of the distances that are in 3D, I got some places I got 30-yard max, I got 25-yard max. And this past season, my average hunting shot was about 13 yards. Between a 14-yard shot and a 12-yard shot, it came out to be 13 yards. I never even touched past 15. You can call it lucky or whatnot, but I set up to be close, and I try to, learn from that. And it's a lot tougher, because when I shot my buck on Thanksgiving Day, there was another deer out there with it, and I had to get a shot off. And with two sets of eyes or maybe three sets of eyes on down that I didn't see. And you know, it takes a lot of patience and a lot of skill, I guess you could say, to be able to draw back without getting noticed and get a shot off with multiple deer there. I'm basically a self-taught hunter. I've learned quite a bit, especially through, you know, learning it the hard way. And so, you know, with that, I'm not condoning that somebody that cannot hit a target at all, even in their own backyard, to go out there and hunt, that everything's going to work out. Ain't what I'm saying. And I'm not down in competition archery, but to a view, when you say paper don't lie, but it will lie to you out in the woods because of reaction time of the animal. You might have a good 10 ring shot and that animal, you know, drop in fractions of a second and turn your shot into a 5. You know, it's, you know, one thing you can ask yourself is, if the paper or 3D target reacts and you make a good shot or some good shots or whatnot, and if it reacts, would you score the same way if the target was sitting still? And that would give you a little something to think about. And what competition archery doesn't teach you is anticipation of animal movement. And I'm definitely not a master of it, but you know, once you loose the arrow, it's, you know, at that point, then the other things are out of your control. You know, I've managed even last year before hunting season, I finished, you know, a bunch of top 10s, in top 5, even winning a couple. I don't think I went below top 20 in 3D all last year. So that's even including the IBO World Traditional. I shot trad hunter. I finished 16th overall in my whole class. So, you know, you might say there wasn't but 22 people in my class, but I wasn't the last person. So, I mean, that was my first big major shoot. And I probably won't go out of town this year for a shoot because I dropped money on Bob Lee, that a custom bow, which cost me a good little bit. So I might have to I'll be putting off all my one major shoot off. But and I'm gonna give you the good points of competition archery. If we keep these two in a balance, I mean, they kind of work together. With competition archery, you get to meet new people. That's new information. That's information that you can learn from. Not every information that you get that's going to help you. If you learn like one little thing to help you be a better shot or better this, you know, you've gained something, whether you scored high or didn't. The camaraderie, you can't beat it. You know, you can learn just about anything you want to learn, whether it's hunting, shooting, setup on your arrows, how to tune. Some of these guys will give you pointers. They'll be more than glad to help you. There is a positive to that. And also, it helps you also find your maximum shooting distance, which I've done a video on that. You check that out. If you haven't, yeah, you probably need to. Good little information, but also it'll help you find your most efficient distance. So with that efficient distance, you know, I'll get into that later, but it'll help you find where you're dead on all the time at that distance. And knowing that is going to help you greatly. And through 3D and competition, that it will help you. So it's not just, you know, saying that if you score high that you're going to be a better hunter, or if somebody scores low that they're not, or vice versa. It's not the case. Hunting is a whole different aspect when you start throwing animal movement and the shots. So, you know, I'm going to wait on the shot I want to take, whether I get a shot or not. And it's not a guarantee when you lose, you know, send an arrow down there that you're going to get your game. And it's they're trying to survive and you're trying to get some food on the table, basically. And that's just a life cycle. So I hope this helps. If we keep both in balance, they can help complement each other and help. If we take it out of balance and put, say, competition above hunting, then you're going to find that you're not going to be as efficient as you need to be, because you get the two mentalities. One's a target archer, they're going to see how far and how accurate they can shoot, but a bow hunter is going to see how close they can get to their target. There's two different mindsets, and my mindset is to get close as I can. It's not that I'm a bad shot on out. I just rather cut my variables and make my shots more efficient. And I'm kind of on the lazy side, and I don't want to track as far if I don't have to. So I hope this helps, and that's all I'm trying to do, is just give you something to think about. Not trying to cause any controversy, but it is something, a little something to really think about, because the deer, whether you want a belt buck on the IBO world or you're world-class archer, they care less. They're just out there basically to survive when we get the season, and we're trying to get some meat. I really enjoyed eating deer meat. I ate it growing up. Never started hunting until about 10 years ago. So I had friends that hunted, and I was able to eat deer meat every which way that you can think of to be fixed. And I really like the taste of the meat, and that's why I go hunting, is to eat, not just to hunt a trophy or whatnot. So that may come along later on in another time, but right now I like eating. So I hope y'all have a great day, and I hope this helps you, and God bless.